Hey guys, it's Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and this is the Monday Night Raw review. Monday, November 13th, 2017, the final Monday Night Raw leading into this Sunday's Survivor Series. We've got Nick here with us for the review. What's going on, Nick?
Hey guys, what's going on? It is November 13th, and I do want to say happy birthday to my lady, Claire. Happy birthday. Love you. Anyway.
Happy birthday.
Just wanted to get that out. So, anyway, Raw happened. It was very something. Triple H showed up.
I mean, it's weird because you can and can't call it uneventful. Like, there was a lot of nothing on the show-ish, but there was some big things on the show as well.
It was very, you can tell that they kind of realized that their third hour is the shit hour.
Oh,
and so they try to make that a little cool. They try to make you like...
Not even, though, to be honest.
I mean, very limitedly.
Okay. So, if you look at Monday Night Raw always has a 15-minute overrun, right?
Correct.
So, it ends, for us here on the West Coast, it ends at 8:15.
Okay.
If you look at it, the quote-unquote real main event always ends at 7:15. So, they're actually running Raw as a 2-hour show with 45 minutes of extra whatever. If you really look at it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you look, I mean, yeah, if we're going to look at it like that, we're going to be no better than some people here on YouTube.
No. Just think about it from at least the last month.
Mm-hmm.
After 7:15 our time, whatever else happens on Raw is nothing of real, like, progression of story stuff for the most part.
Exactly.
It's like they're trying to kill the third hour on purpose to tell USA, hey, people don't care about the third hour. Can we please go back to 2 hours once we do sign this new contract, which they're hoping to announce mid next year. Contract expires, I think, the end of next year or very, very early 2019. And they said in the last conference call they wanna announce the new TV deal, but by the middle to like fall of next year, so that way they have like a, hey, this is what we're doing for the next couple of years kind of thing.
I do like that, and I do want to make a discussion about Raw going back to 2 hours or staying at 3 in a different type video, because I feel like that could be a fun conversation topic to get people involved in. But without further ado, let's talk about Raw.
All right. So I missed the first, I caught up. I missed the first couple minutes, but I kind of caught the gist. Stephanie McMahon came out. I didn't see when she came out. I didn't see if Kurt came out immediately, but once I started watching, her and Kurt were in the ring, but I caught the gist of everything that happened there. So she's in the ring. She's telling Kurt, this is a big deal on Sunday. You're going up against my brother in SmackDown. You need to make sure your team is on point. You need to make sure your team is the best possible team we can do. And then she goes, who did Shane name the 5th member of his team? John Cena. Why? And then she literally goes, well, last time I saw John Cena in the WWE, he was on SmackDown. So there's one of two things. Either, what did she say? She said,
do you mean Raw?
That's what I meant. Yeah, she said the last time she saw Cena was on Raw. And then she said, it's one of two things. Either what was one of them she said, does Cena not respect you as a leader because of you let my brother come in here and destroy your locker room or something like that? And then I forget what the other thing was, but it was pretty much just cutting down Kurt, making Kurt seem like a bad, team captain.
Pussy.
Pretty much saying that maybe Cena doesn't respect you as captain, and that's why he couldn't stay with Raw, and he went over to be with my brother on SmackDown. And as she was about to say, I think she was about to say, Kurt's job's on the line Sunday. She was interrupted by the Shield.
Dun. Also, I'll get about that when they cut their promo. I'll fucking get to it because I got something to say.
So you see Ambrose and Rollins come up through the crowd, and they're standing at the top or whatever, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, Roman just pops up.
Mm-hmm.
So they come down to the ring, and they start... It was really mainly Roman on the mic.
Yeah. Did you hear the pop that Roman Reigns got whenever he talked? When he said, do you want to hear what we're going to do, Atlanta? And the crowd
he said we, so they were referencing, popping for the Shield, quote unquote.
I don't care because the fans don't realize they don't realize who they're fucking cheering for. They're cheering for Roman.
I gotcha.
And they don't understand that.
So Roman goes on pretty much to say, where you been, Stephanie? Things have changed. We haven't seen you in 8 months? You've been gone because you went through a table? Your husband's the one that put you through that table, saying that, you know, people go through way worse and are gone for way less and this and that. And then he challenged the New Day to a match at Survivor Series. And I was surprised that the New Day never showed up.
Were you really?
Well, they came back early with the Raw crew because they've been working the Raw shows on the European tour. So I thought it was a possibility since they actually came back a day earlier than the rest of the Raw crew.
You know what? You know what I found weird?
What?
I found it weird that they didn't wait for the New Day to accept it. They just announced it as happening.
Well, maybe they accepted it on social media and none of us noticed.
You think that'd be something that we would notice?
Yeah,
though.
they would probably like pull up a tweet from one of the guys of the New. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I don't quite understand.
Unless they promoted it as it's gonna happen, but it's not 100% confirmed because New Day hasn't accepted. I don't know. That's why. That's why I thought they were gonna come out tonight and like, you know, screw them in the 6-man or just confirm accept after the fact or something.
So Tim, what you're saying is you want to watch the New Day screw the Shield, right?
Sure.
Wink, wink.
Yep. All right.
Wow, that joke went right over your head, didn't it?
No, I got it. I got it. So, anyways, this is kind of funny. Roman Reigns is like, he goes, at Survivor Series, we're gonna whoop the New Day's ass. And it was funny because my son was watching. And he goes, he said a bad word. He said whoop ass. Remember, my son's only 6.
Good old kids. It's for the kids. Speaking of kids, I'm just gonna talk about this a little earlier. See Brock Lesnar shake that kid's hand.
He shook 2 kids' hand. He shook one kid's hand, and then I guess he shook the dad or whoever the adult was with him. And then there was another kid that kept reaching his hand out there too, so he shook the other kid's hand before he walked off too.
Did you see how like Brock's hand literally consumed that other kid's hand?
I thought
Like
I thought he was gonna swallow the kid's whole arm.
Anyway, let's continue going about Raw in order.
All right, so then we had the women's segment, and
oh boy,
so Mickie James. Well, first off, we had Team Raw out there: Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and then Mickie James comes out.
Right.
Dana Brooke comes out. Bayley comes out. Nobody else comes out. Here's
what
I heard about Paige. So going into this morning, Paige was supposed to be added to this match. Whether she was going to win or not, people were assuming she may win. We can't really confirm because we don't know. Things got changed. Around noon, I started hearing, yes, Paige is backstage, but she's not going to be used anymore. Here's the explanation I heard. They got mad because her and Alicia Fox posted photos on Instagram last night, pretty much confirming she was in Atlanta, hanging out with the roster. Everyone started saying, oh, well, she's in Atlanta. She's going to make her debut tonight. They wanted it to be such a surprise. They pulled her from the show because everybody just was going to expect it. So hopefully next week she can make her return, which does make more sense because it was just like she's going to just show up and get added to this match and then make it onto the team. And I mean,
and like giving her a fucking women's title match would be obnoxiously stupid.
Now, the one thing this could have worked with having her get added to the match and then win was if they were going to set up like a thing with her and Bayley where they just keep making it seem like Bayley's just not quite good enough to be on the Raw women's team. Just not quite good enough to be one of the top women on Raw. And then they could do something with Bayley and Paige. Maybe Bayley come out next week. You stole my opportunity. You were never put in that match. You shouldn't have been, But that's not going to happen now. So anyways.
No, not at all.
So match was pretty... whatever. It was like a 7-minute match. At one point, Asuka ran Dana Brooke out of the ring. I don't know where this came from. All of a sudden, you just see Dana Brooke run out of the ring. Asuka runs into the ring, out the other side. Dana Brooke tries to clothesline Asuka. Asuka ducks, kicks Dana Brooke in the head. Dana Brooke's out of it. So you go back in the ring. You got Bayley and Mickie James. Mickie James is setting Bayley up for her DDT. Bayley reverses it, hits the Bayley to belly, pins Mickie James. Bayley is now added to the Raw Women's team.
And can I just say how just good of a wrestler Mickie James is still?
Oh, yeah.
She's fantastic. She's such a hard worker, and I genuinely am still impressed that the fact that when I first started watching wrestling, she was there wrestling. She was a pretty household name, and just God, she's just been performing so well.
Oh yeah,
I hope she doesn't leave. I hope she doesn't leave anytime soon. I understand that she might, but I'd like to see her stay for a while.
All right. So next up we had Nick's favorite person in the world, Enzo Amore.
Wow, I didn't know you fucking hate me. Also, to be fair, I was given a NWA North American Heavyweight Championship, and I do what Enzo does, and I just fucking carry that thing all throughout my house for absolutely no reason.
So Enzo comes out with Drew Gulak, and these
who
two
is probably my favorite cruiserweight of all time.
Oh, yeah.
He's great.
But Gulak and Enzo are actually really good together, because Enzo's like the over-the-top guy, and then Gulak's just like the, I'm just going to give it to you kind of guy. You know, he's just straight to the point.
You see what he put on Twitter this morning?
Where,
he made like a joke about his sign, and then Dash Dawson was like, "Here, I fixed your sign," and it just said "No flips, just fists," like their T-shirt.
Oh, gotcha. I like that.
Gulak goes, "Yes, boys, great job. Fist them well." It's like, I fucking love you, Gulak. I appreciate you.
So Gulak and Enzo.
Go on.
So Gulak and Enzo in the ring, and Enzo goes, "How you doing?" You know, to the crowd, and Gulak goes, "I'm doing great." Or no, he goes, "I'm doing well. Thanks for asking."
Oh, these one-liners are going to be the
me?
death of me. One-liners in WWE are going to be the goddamn death of me. Baron Corbin's, "Hey, Gulak is just talking." Rusev's Happy Rusev Day. There's so many good fucking jokes going on right now, man. I love wrestling. It's so fucking stupid.
So other than that little one-liner thing at the beginning, the promo was pretty unforgettable. You know, didn't really make no sense. It's an Enzo promo.
Wait. Pretty forgettable.
Pretty forgettable. That's what I meant.
It's like pretty unforgettable. It didn't really say anything. Like, oh.
I meant forgettable. Anyways, so Kalisto and Akira Tozawa come out. We get like a 7-minute tag team match. It wasn't a bad match. I was a little entertained. Kalisto did some cool flip stuff, and Akira Tozawa did some cool stuff. But in the end, Enzo hit his, what do they call it? The Judenzo? What do they call it? There's a special name for it. It's the Eat Defeat.
Enzo's finish. Judunzo?
Judunzo. I think that's it. That's what Corey Graves calls it. So he hit that on Tozawa, and they won the match. It was like I said, I was a little entertained. It wasn't a bad match. Like most Cruiserweight matches are kind of a little boring. This one was good, though.
Yeah,
They did announce that the Cruiserweight title match on Sunday will be on the kickoff show.
Oh, R.I.P. Cruiserweight title.
And
we thought they'd be on the main card. Come on.
No. And we do got to let everybody know that Survivor Series, the main card, it's a 4-hour show. If you don't add in the pre-show, and it starts at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So it starts an hour earlier than most pay-per-views, just like Rumble, Mania, and SummerSlam.
That's going to be fun.
Hey.
What's up?
We were wrong.
What happened?
The New Day did accept via tweet.
Oh, did they really?
Yep.
Oh, well, fuck me.
Hold on, let me pull the tweet up.
There you go. They accepted. Yeah. No, I mean, I just found it weird.
So, Big E says, "Suffering succotash, we, the New Day, accept the Shield's challenge at Survivor Series, but request that all shock-absorbing body armor, including, but not limited to, protective vest, shoulder pads, and heavy wool sweaters, be disallowed for competitive use."
Do you think it'll actually happen? Do you think they wear the Shield gear?
You really think you're going to see Roman Reigns with no top on?
It's a shirt.
Well, as long as it's not a wool sweater.
What do they mean, wool sweater?
You know how when they first came?
Oh, that's right.
They were just wearing the turtlenecks?
Yeah, I remember
That's
now.
what it's a reference
I mean,
to.
what's a wool sweater going to do?
That
would be so stupid.
It's fucking Big E.
Why
He's great. He's like Rusev. He's got those great, just random-ass tweets.
Fucking Rusev. Anyway, buy the Happy Rusev Day shirt today.
Yes. Okay,
please.
So we're backstage, and what they say is Kurt Angle's office, whatever. And he's got Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Jason Jordan. Angle said that, I didn't mention this. In the opening promo with Stephanie told Kurt that she thinks that he only added Jason Jordan out of favoritism because Jason is his son, but Jason Jordan really isn't qualified to be on the team, and Kurt said that he thought he was and would prove that tonight. I forgot to mention that in the opening segment. That ties into this right here. Well, it actually ties into the full show, really. The whole show is built around the Jason Jordan thing, if you really think about it.
Very true. It's very Jason Jordan-centric.
So they're backstage, and so Kurt says that Balor and Joe would work as a team tonight against Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, because after last week, he wants them to know, hey, Survivor Series, we're all going to be a team, so I want you guys to work as a team tonight just to get the what did he say? He pretty much just said, get everything flowing for Sunday, because they wanted to kill each other last week.
Sure, which looked badass when he jumped off the stage. Oh, I loved it.
Especially freaking, Finn jumping off the stage was great. So Angle then told Jason Jordan the reason he's on the team is because he's Angle's son. So to prove that this isn't favoritism, Angle's going to put him in a match against somebody that is a strong competitor, strong opponent, and Bray Wyatt.
Welcome back, Bray Wyatt. Missed you.
So Kurt looks over at Braun. Before Kurt can even say anything, Braun just goes, I want Kane.
Oh, good old Braun.
Literally, Kurt just looks up at Braun. He's like, I want Kane. Like, okay.
Is that your Braun impression? That's fucking terrible.
You do a Braun impression.
I want Kane.
No. It's more like, okay. I want Kane. I fucking know. That's more Vince McMahon than Braun. Anyways. So the Miz, Bo Dallas, Kurt Axel. Axel's wearing a neck brace. Come out for Miz TV. Miz cuts a promo on Baron Corbin yet again. Who?
Hey. Go on. Go ahead. Hey, you're not me. Shout out to Steven Larson. I bought the shirt, put it that way.
Nice. So, Baron Corbin tomorrow will be putting the U.S. title on the line against Sin Cara. If Sin Cara wins, it will be Sin Cara Miz at Survivor Series. But do you think they're going to switch that title? Really, with the build they've done for Miz and Baron Corbin?
I mean, maybe. It'd be cool. It'd be a real shocker. I think Sin Cara and Miz can put on a better match than Corbin and Miz, in my opinion.
Also, think about it. There's 2 title matches tomorrow. I think at least one should change, and it probably will be the women's.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It'll be the women's title, but I wouldn't mind.
I mean, I do have a prediction.
Go ahead.
Either Charlotte wins, and then Carmella cashes in, or Carmella cashes in, or Natty wins. And I really think Carmella might cash in tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot she was.
Because here's what you do: you can have Charlotte win the championship, and then you have Carmella cash in, get the title. Charlotte stays on the women's team for SmackDown at Survivor Series, and then you got a 3-way kind of thing going afterwards with Carmella's now the champion. Natty never got her rematch. Now Charlotte needs her rematch. So I mean, that's a whole different story. We don't even know if that's going to happen. That's me fantasy booking shit.
True. So I mean, that's a definite possibility, but we'll see tomorrow.
Anyways, so back to SmackDown. So, Miz talked about how Baron Corbin's going to defend his title tomorrow. He then said that he talked about how Corbin lost his chance at becoming a better champion or whatever because he failed at cashing in Money in the Bank. Miz said he doesn't blow his opportunities when he's given opportunities. When he isn't given opportunities, he creates his own.
It's extremely true, which is a fact.
The crowd popped for it when he said that. He's like, I create my. He's like, even when I'm not given opportunities, I make my own. And the crowd popped like good for that. And then Sheamus and Cesaro came out.
Good old Cesaro.
It's what did I used to call him? Shazam. I don't even fucking remember.
The Bar.
Their Bar. I used to kind of fucking put their name together for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways. Great radio here. So the Bar comes out. They say they're going to defeat the Usos at Survivor Series, which, I mean, people are complaining that it's no longer the Usos versus Ambrose and Rollins, which would have been a good match. But think about it. The Usos and fucking Cesaro.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Cesaro was amazing tonight. And I'm going to get to that because Cesaro had some good spots in that.
Oh, yeah.
So they had announced earlier in the day that they were going to do the Shield versus the Bar and Miz. So that's what this was all talking about. Miz congratulated the Shield on becoming tag team champions. Said that they didn't really need the New Day to help them, but it just helped anyways. Cesaro, who keeps using that I don't think... Do you think Cesaro really needs to have the mouthpiece in when he's talking? Or is that just like their comedy thing for him?
Comedy.
Because some people are like, oh, well, he's going to have a lisp either way because of his teeth. I don't think he will. This just makes it 100 times worse. It's
I think he already probably has the fake teeth in.
No, he already got the teeth fixed like the week of or less than a week after.
Exactly. He doesn't need the mouthpiece. I bet you just think it's like saying, does Sheamus really need Pickle Rick on the bottom of his jacket? Which I fucking love.
Yeah. So Sheamus said that the Usos won their championships on the B show. SmackDown crowd started chanting, "You look stupid." Miz did his little, when I put my hands up, you shut your mouth thing.
When my hand goes up,
That's right.
Your mouth goes shut.
I love that.
That's what my teachers used to tell me all the time.
They got it from the Miz. You know, Miz is really underrated by the fans. But anyways, that's a whole different story. I can do a whole video on that.
Top 10 underrated wrestlers today.
The Miz.
The Miz would be number 1, obviously.
So Sheamus said that they were the A-list tag team. They were on the flagship show. They were the flagship tag team. Cesaro said they were going to jailbreak the Uso Penitentiary. Miz said that they would take out the original Shield tonight. And then Miz said that the Shield had to set aside for many years because they were fighting with each other and for the honor. And it would be an honor to fight them. We then had Jason Jordan and Bray Wyatt. It's an all-right match. A lot of the matches were like 6 to 8 minutes tonight. They were really... I mean, the time-wise, they were timed really well. Nothing really felt... They
gave them time to really make a match. No, there wasn't a lot of storytelling.
Right.
They were just fun matches to watch.
Other than, like, the triple threat, not the triple threat, but the 6-man, nothing really seemed like... Because most times it's like, man, this match goes too long. This match went too long. But nothing really seemed to go too long tonight. They paced everything really well. That's one good thing I could say about this show.
Right.
So we had Jason Jordan... Bray Wyatt. It was an alright match, like I said, 6-7 minute match. At one point, Bray went to go for Sister Abigail. Jordan then schoolboy cradled him instead and got the pin. Mm-hmm. And then after the match, Bray Wyatt attacked Jason Jordan, injuring his knee. And then Jason Jordan was limping. He was limping up the ramp. Referee had to help him as the crowd was chanting, "Na na na na." Hey,
fuck
hey, hey,
I didn't notice that part. I didn't notice that part, but I'm glad that you just pointed that out to me.
Yep.
Thank God.
So then they go to commercial, come back, and Kurt Angle's in the ring with, or not in the ring, but in the locker room with Jason Jordan. Jason's got ice on his knee, and Kurt's just looking at him like, you know, you shouldn't wrestle on Sunday. You're hurt. You're not 100%. I need you to be at 100%. It's not that I don't think you're good enough. It's just you have to be at 100%. And he's like, but you were hurt when you did a lot of things hurt. You had a broken neck and this and that. And Kurt's just looking at him like, I don't know if you should wrestle on Sunday. And as they go to fade away, Jason Jordan looks at Kurt and just goes, please, don't pull me out. Dad. And Kurt looks like he's ready to cry.
Well, you had something to say about this, so I will literally turn my mic off and I'll let you go.
No, this is when they do the thing in the ring.
Oh, okay, I got you.
My whole thing is when they come to the ring later.
I got you.
Like I said, this is a show-long thing with Jason Jordan about him not being good enough.
Yeah, this is definitely a...
Because next, we've got Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
Hey, she said yes.
So, Heyman's out there, and he's like, I got 5 reasons, or 5 selling points on AJ Styles and this and that. And he says, number 1, this was the universal champion, and he's the real, Brock's the real champion. He's the number 1 champion in this company. He then says, what does he say? He said AJ Styles has got a lot of speed, and he's got that an advantage in the speed department, but that's not enough to take down the Beast. And then he says one other point, and then the crowd starts chanting, she said yes, and Heyman just stops. And I'm like, are they chanting at first I wasn't sure they were chanting, and I'm like, are they chanting she said yes? And so finally Corey Graves is like, they're chanting she said yes, someone must have proposed. And so Brock kind of says something to Paul. I don't know what he said. He mouthed something to him. And then Paul Heyman goes, she only said yes because she's never been this close to a beast like Brock Lesnar.
Which is probably a fact.
Dying.
I want to see the look on that fucking dude's face when he's like, yeah, you right.
So then Paul kind of pauses again. Then he leans out of the ring between the top and middle rope, and he points at the guy and he goes, you ever interrupt one of my promos again, I'll sick my beast on you.
My beast. God, he plays his character so fucking well. Oh my God, I love Paul Heyman.
We're getting rugged Brock back. He's growing the beard back out.
It's good old UFC bearded Brock.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it when he had the beard. He just looked like when he had that beard, he really, everyone always says, oh, Brock just lives on his farm in Canada and don't give a crap about anybody, anything. When he has that beard, he really looks like someone that secludes himself on a damn farm in the middle of Canada. You know what I mean?
Speaking of MMA and UFC, Jack Swagger signs with Bellator.
Yes, we don't know when he's going to fight, other than his first fight is going to be sometime in 2018. He's going to fight as a heavyweight.
We'll make that depressing video later on when he gets
interesting?
choked out in his first match.
You know what's interesting? I don't think this is going to happen. But Bellator has a heavyweight tournament going on throughout the year of 2018. I think everything is set. They haven't announced the matches yet. So maybe Jack Swagger could be added to this tournament. I don't know. I don't know any on that, though.
I don't fucking care if he is, man.
Anyways, so he goes back and he's really putting over AJ Styles as a great champion.
As Heyman always does with whoever he's cutting a promo on.
And so he finally goes, the fourth point is that you're going to see the Rocky movie come to life with AJ Styles. Heyman says Styles is the ultimate underdog because he's beaten Cena. He's beaten Shane. He beat Jinder Mahal all this year, except a selling point is this ain't no Rocky movie with the F5 and Brock Lesnar. This is Survivor Series because Styles can't survive the F5. Heyman then looked right into the camera and says, Styles, this Sunday you're going to get beaten, victimized, and conquered by Lesnar. And then Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar walk out of the ring, and damn, Brock Lesnar goes full on babyface, shaking hands with kids.
Yeah, he consumed a child's hand with his ribeye steak-like hands.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I guess it was maybe, I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. Maybe it was like a special guest to his. I don't know.
Do you think his fist is like Thor's hammer?
Oh.
Like, it's just that fucking powerful.
When he signed with the UFC, they had to make him special 4XL gloves, biggest gloves they've ever had to make for anybody in the UFC before.
Are we sure he's human? Like, are we positive that he's human?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's a good sign. Anyway, let's go on here.
I think Paul even said that. He's like, Brock Lesnar's not a real human or something like that.
I don't really think Brock is a real human.
No. So then we had The Shield versus The Miz and The Bar. This was a really good match. There was one spot where Roman hit a Superman punch on Cesaro. He then went for the spear. As he was going for the spear, Cesaro hit him with the uppercut. Cesaro went to set up the neutralizer. Roman reversed it into a backdrop. And what does Cesaro do? Just lands on his feet.
There you go.
Like, what are you, a cruiserweight, Cesaro? Just lands on his feet like nothing. Like he's Kalisto doing a flip.
He's super athletic. It's like insane.
He is a Superman. He's another one that I don't think he's real. I really don't.
Yeah, no, he can't be.
No. Anyways, so the match is pretty good. Cesaro stole the show with a lot of his flashy moves, which they're not, he's not overly flashy or anything, but he just does everything so perfectly. Like, it's just why he's never been pushed heavier than, like, where he's, I don't know what Vince thinks. That's all I gotta say. I can't.
I don't know either, man.
Ooh, damn, excuse me.
He seems like the perfect guy for Vince.
Oh. I mean, unless Vince sees him and goes, he's a little too scrawny because he doesn't have a lot of muscle. Yet he's stronger than, like, a lot of the locker room. Oh, one thing I gotta note. When the Shield was coming out for this match, there was a guy, Shield comes down the stairs through the crowd. There was a guy that, I don't know what he was doing, but he started running towards the Shield down the stairs.
Yeah.
And so, security, I think his name's Jim Kelly. I could be wrong on that, but I think his name's Jim Kelly. He's like head of security for WWE. Literally like grab the guy and just pulls him back.
Oh yeah, pulls him by his shirt. Doesn't even have two hands on him. Doesn't have a hand on his body, hand on his shirt, and just yanks him.
According to James McMahon of Pro Wrestling Sheet, who used to work for the WWE, he said this guy probably take like more than half the locker room if he really wanted to in a real fight. Like, this guy's just that badass.
Christ.
So anyways,
McKenna versus Brock Mania.
So there's one point where, the Shield starts running wild, so Miz just books it through the crowd, like Dana Brooke running away on the Under Siege angle.
Right.
Miz finally comes back. It was right after Cesaro did the whole reversal from the backdrop thing. He then tags in the Miz. Miz gets speared by Roman Reigns. They give him the triple power bomb. Well, actually, no, at one point, Miz rolls up. So this is what happened. Miz rolls up Roman Reigns. You think Miz is going to pin him. Of course, he's not going to pin him. Then he gets speared. They set up a triple power bomb. They pin the Miz. Shield wins. Kane then did one of his wacky promos backstage. The lights are all reddish orange, and he's talking about Braun Strowman. You can hear a garbage truck in the background for some reason. And then he just says that, Strowman, there are worse things in life than death, and that's Kane. Well, he said him, but, he means himself. So here's the final segment with Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle's in the ring, and he's like, Jason, you're hurt. I got to do this. I don't want to do this, but I really have to. And as Kurt's about to pull him off the team, Jason Jordan comes out. And Jason Jordan goes, please don't do this. Please. I've worked my whole life to get to this point. It's Survivor Series. It's the only time of the year when Raw and SmackDown can go head to head. Like,
kayfabe wise.
Like, you've worked your whole career to get to Survivor Series, like not a championship. You want to?
Here's my favorite thing. You worked your whole career to find out, like you worked so long just to find out that Kurt Angle was your dad, and the next step from there isn't bond with my father. It's fight at Survivor Series.
Oh, no,
all right, buddy.
He pulled out that card. He goes, and this can be the first time we've ever gonna get the opportunity to team together. You can't do this. You wrestled with a broken neck, and look what you did. I'm gonna prove to you that I can fight hurt and this and that. And da 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 da. And Kurt's like he's wanting to cry and everything. He's like, I gotta do it. I just gotta do it. And then Stephanie all of a sudden just appears on the ramp. She's like, do it now, Kurt. You do this. You make that announcement now. And so Kurt grabs, pulls the mic back up to his face, and he's like just sitting there like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And then Triple H's music hits. And Triple H doesn't even miss a beat. He just literally just straight to the ring, like beeline. Like I thought he ran. He got down there so fast. He didn't run, but he got down there so fast. He gets right in the ring, right in Kurt's face, just goes, if you can't do it, I'm gonna do it. I am the 5th member of Team Raw.
Goddamn, fucking Triple H.
And he did
wrestling.
And he did this whole thing where like he screams into the mic and his face is all shaking and stuff. Just classic Triple H.
Good old Trips.
And so Triple H puts the mic kind of down. He doesn't drop it or anything. And he kind of elbows Kurt and goes, that's your son? That really your son? Kurt's like, yeah. So he pedigrees Jason Jordan.
It's like, oh, that's your kid? I'm going to fucking pedigree the little pussy.
Like, really? That's your kid? Is Jason Jordan still standing there? Triple H is in the ring saying that he's now on Team Raw instead of Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan's just standing there like quivering lip, about to cry. Like, he couldn't have looked like a bigger goob. Like, Daddy, why'd you do this to me?
So this should have been the end of Raw, right? Like, this should have been how it ended.
It would have been a good way to end it, but they still had, 2 more matches to go.
Unfortunately.
They had Finn Balor and Samoa Joe taking on Gallows and Anderson. This is like a 13 minutes.
Is this the first time that the club has main evented Raw?
This wasn't the main event, though.
What was the main event? Oh, it was Braun and Kane.
Braun and Kane in a match that never actually started.
Damn it.
So we had Finn and Joe, who I saw people on Twitter for some reason, oh man, this is a great tag team. I've never seen a team before. They won the first Dusty Classic.
That never happened.
It's NXT. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. Anyways,
main roster.
That was an alright match. Balor pinned Anderson with the coup de grace after Joe delivered a Uranagi. This was one, like I said, most matches didn't seem like they went long. This match could have been cut a couple minutes and it really wouldn't have made a difference. I mean, it didn't feel long, but it could have been condensed just a tiny bit. So maybe it did feel I don't know. Just my thinking. So then we had Alexa Bliss backstage, and when Paige didn't come out earlier in the night, you don't know how many tweets I got. Well, she can still come out when Alexa Bliss does her thing. Alexa Bliss is not going to not be on the show. I'm like, Paige is not going to be on the show tonight. And Alexa Bliss cut a promo backstage with Charlie Caruso. It was pretty much, I don't care who I face at Survivor Series, whether it's Natalya or Charlotte, I'm going to win because I'm the goddess. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
For everybody that thought Paige was going to come out and try to say that she wanted Alexa Bliss and wanted a championship match, no. So then we had the quote-unquote main event of the night, Kane and Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So everyone gets down into the ring. Right before the referee goes to ring the bell, Kane just chops Strowman right in the throat, like does a little uppercut to the chin.
Right.
And Braun's not having it, so he just beats down Kane, throws Kane out of the ring. He's like got Kane like his face like pushed up against the barricade, and then he just smacks the top of Kane's head. And you hear it smack too. I don't know if he like hit Kane actually, or if he smacked the top of the barricade. I don't know, but you hear it go pow.
Jesus Christ. Braun's a scary, scary man.
So the match never actually starts. They start fighting or whatever. Kane then finally, gets the upper hand. Strowman was going to throw Kane into the steps. Kane reversed it, throws Strowman into the steps, grabs the table, sets up the table on the outside. Then Strowman starts to walk off. Kane then chases him down, grabs a steel chair, starts beating down Strowman with a steel chair, but it doesn't really, it slightly affects Braun Strowman. Because there's another one that ain't, quote-unquote, a real human being. Because,
oh, no, Braun Strowman, it's confirmed that he's not he got fucking killed by a garbage truck.
He's
He got
a
out of that.
monster among men.
Got out of said garbage truck, got into another garbage truck, and then got out of it.
And then he rose through trash like Godzilla from the ocean.
Exactly.
So, like I said, the match never started. They're fighting. Kane hits Braun Strowman a couple times with the chair. Strowman reverses, grabs the chair, beats Kane down with the chair. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know how they got to this point, but they're both, up on the top rope. Strowman's on the middle rope. Kane's on the apron. And Strowman's trying to superplex Kane from the top rope to the outside through a table. And I'm like, these guys are about to die.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunate when we witness a murder on live television.
So Kane blocks it. Gets back into the ring. Strowman then hits a double axe handle from the middle rope. Grabs Kane, puts him up on his shoulder, hits the running power slam through the ring. They just fall through the ring.
Literally put him through Earth's core.
Pretty much. And then the camera's just sitting there looking at this hole, but you're not looking. You can't look down the hole. You have to look like it's so weird. They're They do this all the time when they do this spot, but they look out into the crowd, but the camera's above the hole, so you can kind of see there's a hole there. And
right.
Then it just fades out, and the announcers don't really say anything or anything other than, before that, they were like, don't forget, there's a Goldberg 24 special tonight. And that's how Raw ended.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty cool way of ending it. I just think I think that Triple H segment should have ended it.
Yes.
I think that would have been a more appropriate ending.
Either that or, the Shield looking very strong at the very end of the show. You could have just put the Triple H thing right before the Shield match, then you cut the commercial, you have the Shield match, and you have the... Because what would have been cool is the show ending either... Well, see, the Triple H thing almost... I don't see that ending the show. With the Triple H thing, it was good, but what should have ended the show was the Shield standing in the middle of the ring doing the fist thing, and you have, Corey Graves... They're going to take on the New Day this Sunday. They're going to show that, Raw's the better brand. They're going to get their revenge for the New Day screwing Rollins and Ambrose out of the tag titles, and then it just fades out from there. That would have been a cool, fade out at the end of the show with the Shield standing over the Miz with the fist thing.
Very true. Very true. That would have been a lot better ending.
Because if you think about it, what did I say earlier about the 10-15 thing? Or the 7-15 thing? Right there. That's when that match ended. Because right when I saw when the match was starting, I go... This match is going to end at 10:15 or 7:15 because they don't care about the third hour. They run the show like a 2-hour show, and then they just fill that last 45 minutes it's really an hour, I guess you can say, because it ends at 8:15, 11:15. So, I mean, yeah, that last hour, they just filler. Yeah, other than the Triple H thing, which wasn't filler.
Exactly.
But yeah, overall, I guess I would give it a 7 if I was rating it. Because
I guess
you did have
7.
I mean, I would have given it lower if we didn't have the Triple H thing.
Right. Triple H really sold it for me.
Yeah.
Triple H and maybe Earth.
Especially since it was so unexpected. Triple H is going to be on Team Raw. Is Kurt now not the captain?
Oh.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, Triple H is going to take orders from Kurt.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's a really good point that I didn't think about.
But when they did the graphic, Kurt's still front and center, and then Shane's still front and center on the other one. And now everyone's fantasy booking Triple H and Shane in the ring at the same time. Triple H and Bobby Roode. Ooh. Triple H Nakamura.
They should do a story. They should do an angle where Triple H is Bobby Roode's biological father.
I don't even think Triple H is old enough.
They look alike, though. Come on.
I know they do. When Bobby Roode first came to NXT, people that hadn't watched NXT before or hadn't watched NXT since Bobby Roode cut his hair were tweeting me, who is this guy? Is that Triple H wrestling on NXT?
Yeah, that is. Joke's on them.
I was like, yeah, it's his brother Bobby Roode.
It's his brother Triple B.
Anyways, that's the Raw review. Like I said, I gave it about a 7. It had some moments. For the most part, it was just kind of like a, most Raws are kind of whatever show. But it did, like it did a couple weeks ago when I said, when you watched Raw from the 90s and they had the angles that went for 90% of the show and it kept going, it just helped the show flow. That's what they did with the Jason Jordan thing here.
The show flowed. I give it that.
And they did the whole show-long story angle where you were always like, okay, I need to keep watching because I know there's going to be more to this story. Not just there was a segment and they're not going back to it.
Exactly.
Like they used to do a lot with Austin McMahon back in the late 90s.
This felt like a very, very 90s episode of Raw.
Yeah,
minus
for
the
most
boobs.
part.
Minus the boobs.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But
anyway,
that's going to do it for this Monday Night Raw review. Again, if you do want to get these reviews the night of, you can do so by signing up on Patreon, patreon.com/PWUnlimited, and it's only going to cost you a single dollar to get the Monday Night Raw reviews the night of, and the SmackDown reviews the night of as well. You will get them in MP3 format, so you can download them, and then they will be out on iTunes and YouTube the following day. So, I mean, hey, why not? We're going to have other cool perks on the Patreon as well. We're still working on that, once we get enough people to sign up there. And here's one cool thing. If we get a good amount of people to start signing up, even just the $1 sign up on Patreon, we'll start doing these Raw and SmackDown reviews live for Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, so if you guys want to chime in and watch these live, it's $1. It's literally $1. It's not that much, guys.
So with that, I got to say, have a great night. SmackDown is tomorrow. We'll be back again tomorrow for another review of SmackDown Live. And then we'll be live ourselves on Wednesday night with the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast. Same time, same place.
Yeah, there you go, guys.
All right, have a great night.
Bye, guys.